I work in college preparation and continuation. So I work for a college access grant. And my question, Patrick, is I'm really concerned about education, post-secondary education in the state. A lot of, certainly the Vermont State Colleges, with the recent announcement of the closure and now the saving of the Vermont State Colleges for now. Yeah. I'm a graduate of Johnson State with my bachelor's degree and a graduate of Virginia Tech with my master's. And I'm really concerned, certainly post-COVID, what post-secondary education means for students and means for the education of our state and the future of our state, but also the economic impact of those. You came from the Northeast Kingdom, you know what Linden leaving would do, you know what Johnson leaving would do. I'm really concerned about the future of the education of our state and the economics of our state if those schools go away. So I don't know if you've given this much thought. I know it's kind of recent and new, but that's one of my top concerns. Just in general, I mean, they've kind of been struggling for a long time financially because they haven't received the state monies that they probably should have and need. But I'm also more worried now because the word gets out that you're closing and then everybody retreats, and in a pandemic. So you've just got this layer of potential hills to climb now. So just, it's a long-winded way of saying, what do you think?
Yeah, scary, right? It's completely scary.
Yeah.
I think it's a serious issue. I know Jeb Spalding caught a lot of flack for the idea of closing multiple campuses. But say what you will about that, it was a shock to so many people that it spurred enough action to save the colleges temporarily. And as you say, you know, the Northern Vermont University, old Linden State, my mom's farm is 5 minutes from there. You know, they occupy the same hill in Linden. And that's an anchor institution for the entire area. They have so much that happens there that when some towns talk about how losing their school, you know, may affect just the entire makeup of the town, losing something like NVU to the Linden area would be devastating. All of that said, when Jeb made the proposal to close them down, what it did is I think that it pointed a flashlight on something that really shouldn't have needed a flashlight to get pointed at it. We've known for a long time that we've been underfunding the state colleges. You know, we don't get ranked 47th or 48th in funding our state college system over a period of time. You know, it shouldn't have come as a surprise to anyone. I think anyone who was acting surprised by it was maybe, I don't want to throw the term disingenuous, but maybe wasn't looking at the problem as long as they should have been, because it's been a problem, I think, for a while. And those of us who have been in education for a while, I think, also knew about that. We knew that the college system has been underfunded. And with COVID coming on, I mean, you bring up a great point about the difficulties in kind of turning that around. How do you go to an entirely online and expect to, you know, make the sort of money that a public institution, like public college would, you know, versus having the kids on campus? I mean, you don't financially. So right now, one of my, I wouldn't say it's a philosophy, but one thing I've always thought is that, you know, you treat the immediate and then you start working for the long term. Right now, the immediate is injecting the Vermont college system with enough funds to keep it going. And that's what we have to do, because I think losing those anchor institutions would be far more devastating long term for the rural parts of our state, for sure, than they would be just cutting them off to let them go. And then as we get through COVID, you know, we're hoping, you know, maybe sometime early next year, maybe a vaccine becomes ready, then we can kind of look at the problem from a more holistic level, looking at how we're encouraging kids to enter into the Vermont State College system, the programs that we're providing, and whether or not they're adequate for the areas that they're being served out of. I think there's a lot of work that needs to be done there, but in my opinion, I think the immediate is that we need to keep those systems going until we get through the COVID crisis. So that's my short answer on it. I have a long one, but I think that would just be two school board members chatting back and forth.